Be the first to find one of my golden tickets and you will win a prize that's way cooler than that nightmare sideshow of a Willy Wonka experience that went on over in Glasgow. Welcome back to Everything You Missed. Today it's Wonka. This is the third Wonka movie to be made, and you might have seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, a masterpiece from Johnny Depp himself, but most of the Easter eggs we see today will actually point to the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory from 1971. Today's movie takes place before Wonka built his candy empire. The fun starts right away. The Wonka bar that you see in the very beginning of the movie has a W for Wonka, obviously, but it also has a peach in the far corner, and that's for James and the Giant Peach. And did you see the fox over here? That's for Mr. Fox. And the girl over here is from Matilda. And the bottle of potion in the upper corner is for George's Marvelous Medicine. Then there's a little rat of a mouse in the middle. This is shouting out to the Great Mouse Plot. And all of these are famous stories from the mind of Roald Dahl. The last one being based on a real life story from Roald Dahl's childhood, putting a mouse in a jar full of gobstoppers to get back at an evil candy store owner. I personally enjoyed Wonka because it has some great music. I could actually play this song every time it's laundry day, especially since I don't do my laundry.
Disgusting!
But if it's been a while, or you never saw the first Wonka in the first place,
come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
Pure Imagination is a song from the original.
In a world of pure imagination.
Showing he's always dreamt big his entire life.
Pure imagination.
But whenever the Oompa Loompas are called out to serenade us,
Oompa, loompa, doopa-dee-dee. Very nice.
Wonka would play his little flute. Well, he uses that flute in Wonka too. Wonka starts off with 12 coins and they are all lost. Even one coin falls through a hole in his pocket and lands in the gutter. But this guy is clearly a magician, or he's crazy. So then how would he not have noticed that he had a hole in his pocket? Especially since it's the same pocket he wears all the time. Well, almost all the time. Do you see that little boo-boo? Sorry. Rabbit trail. So he has a hole in his pocket. Call it divine intervention or pure luck, but the coin fell into a sewer drain right below his feet. But then later on in life, we see Charlie Bucket found the money for the winning ticket in the same drain. So then looking back at the original, random people found those tickets. Or did Wonka magically select each one? The chocolate in the movie was actually handmade by a real chocolatier. That's a real thing. Gabriella Cugno handcrafted over 2,000 pieces of chocolate for the very movie. Gingernets of the Video Gourmet! My name is Crazy Nate and I have come to show you a marvelous, most mind-blowing candies you'll ever taste. An incredible eatable and unbeatable edible, the likes of which the world has never seen. I give you the frozen rainbow. I've taken the legendary taste of Skittles and transformed them into the crunchiest, delicious, most scrumptious snack that's ever been in our world. Say goodbye to ordinary candy. Because once you try my freeze-dried Skittles, you'll never want a basic bag again. But wait, gather around. You want a more scary candy? Well, feast your eyes on Crazy Nate's Raptor eggs. Nature found a way. With these wonderful eggs, they're light and crunchy with a bit of honey added in. These little beauties right here may look like ordinary candy eggs, but trust me, they're anything but. Each one is packed with a burst of flavor that'll send your taste buds screaming for joy. When you want out of this world candy that you can actually find in this world, go to crazynate.com and get your eggs today. So much of the set was edible, just like the flowers and the mushrooms and the trees, or even the cups. The cups were edible. And then if you remember, they ate the cups in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as well. Speaking of the chocolate, actually that's all we're talking about today is chocolate. Speaking of the chocolate, if you notice, this seems like a tradition. Growing up, Wonka would only get one chocolate bar a year on his birthday, and Charlie Bucket also got one chocolate a year on his birthday. Maybe that's the real reason why Charlie was randomly selected. Speaking of traditions, Wonka ended up being enslaved because he didn't read the fine print. Well, if you watch the original, you will remember Charlie lost because he didn't read the fine print.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. So you get nothing. You lose.
Oh, what a loser! Now here's a cameo you probably missed. In the washing scene, you see Nerdy Nate singing Scrub, Scrub.
Scrub, scrub. Then it's hung up really high until it's nearly dry. Scrub, scrub. Scrub, scrub.
He's such a legend. We found out later about Noodle having a family ring, but Slugworth pats the seat right next to him, telling the chief of police to come sit next to him. But this is also to give us a chance to peek at the ring, and this is a breadcrumb for the surprise that's going to be coming later. A keen eye will also notice catchphrases from the original leaked into this film.
Good day, sir.
That's my last jar!
I said good day.
Good day, sir.
You're an inhuman monster!
I said good day.
So goes a good deed in a weary world.
So shines a good deed in a weary world.
Willie had to pay a fine for daydreaming.
No daydreaming.
But if you notice the castle that he purchased at the end of the movie, assuming he purchased the castle, it allows daydreaming. If you watch, Wonka dances the same way he danced as an adult, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, even going upstairs. Wonka has a lot of magic up his sleeve, but he also has a cane that can stand on its own, just like he did in the original. And the flying chocolate makes the shape of a W for Wonka. Let's not forget about Slugworth though. He's the leader of the chocolate cartel. He's depicted as Wonka's biggest rival, just like in the original movie.
This is the one that's really going to sizzle old Slugworth.
But if you look closely, you will see the other chocolate maker, Prodnose, and Fickle Grubber Chocolate. If you know how to read Roman numeral numbers, you will see that the clock tower is a little bit messed up. 4 should actually be IV. The V represents 5, and then if the I is on the left of the V, it's a 4, but if it's on the right of the V, it's a 6. Also, Roman numerals have other rules. Like, did you know that the largest number you can make with a Roman numeral is 3,999? That's because the rule of the Romans says that you can't repeat the same letter more than 3 times. So having 4 I's also breaks that rule as well, so this clock is actually wrong twice. And that clock. Basically all the clocks are wrong. Okay, that clock's not wrong.
Very good, sir.
Then the clock goes off at 8 a.m. and this guy gets whacked by this guy. Survey time! Do you think this is a reference to Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Or Tangled when Rapunzel hit Flynn Rider? Or when the Oompa Loompa hit Willy in the head with a frying pan? Vote. Here's something that was a little bit weird in the movie. If you watch when this guy over here reaches for a cookie, look at his hand. It's like his arm goes to the table or something. Speaking of ghosts, what about all those unsolved murders?
Shouldn't we be focusing on all those unsolved murders?
No. This is the priority.
Willy Wonka has a soft spot for boats since he grew up on one with his mother. But he also has a boat on his candy making box. But see the tree? That's why he included a tree and a boat in his chocolate store. Then later on, the chocolate factory that he builds also has boats in it. See the pattern? Boat, and tree. The store here is also powered by bicycles, just like the one in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like the same bike. And he always had a thing for candy cherries.
So quiet up and listen down. Nope, scratch that, reverse it.
That's another shout out to the original.
But hurry, please. We have so much time and so little to see. Wait a minute. Strike that. Reverse it.
It's ironic that the flamingo is trying to steal the hood ornament from this Rolls Royce here, because it was a common thing that people would try to steal those things from the cars back in the day. So nowadays they have it designed so if you try to steal it, the car will suck the ornament up inside itself so you can't steal it. Speaking of criminals, the priest admits that he sold his soul for 30 pieces of chocolate.
What have I done to deserve this?
You know what you've done, Julius. You've sold your soul for 30 pieces of chocolate.
just like Judas betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. More famous than Willy Wonka though is the creator of the story, and that's going to be Roald Dahl. He wrote the original book back in 1964, and here's tribute paid to him: The Giraffe. Roald Dahl also wrote the book The Giraffe and The Pelly and Me, which one of the main characters being a giraffe. And did you catch Noodle's name?
Noodle's flattering me, but she's right.
It's a slang term for brain, like when someone says, use your noodle. And the chief of police even thinks that she's the brains of the gang.
Including the little girl. She seems to be the brains of the operation.
Which is perfect for such an intelligent character.
I guess that's why there's one other thing to do.
And what's that?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
We see some of the other chocolate makers, or hear of them, in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, so that's part of the inspiration for the three villains, but director Paul King admits that he used another story by Roald Dahl for inspiration of the three villains, and that was Mr. Fox. Basically, that story, the fox tries to outlive three evil farmers that are just trying to feed the world, so they're evil. And just in case you haven't watched the original Chocolate Factory, the chocolate bar at the end with the shiny gold paper in it, this is showing us where Willy gets his inspiration for the idea of the golden tickets. And Wonka is where Michael Scott got his inspiration for the golden tickets.
I just wanted to ask about the chocolate. The lifetime supply of chocolate for Charlie.
Then how would you like to have all the chocolate you can eat every day for the rest of your life?
A lifetime supply?
A lifetime supply.
And then you remember the spot where Willy Wonka has his brilliant idea? Huh. Well, if you watch the ladies on the train, they also get a bright idea behind them. In order for Wonka to magically light the candle, they just reverse the footage of him blowing out the candle.
Hello, zoo!
The comedian here pretends to work for the zoo on the phone, and he is played by the actor Rick Fuller, who actually owned a zoo in the comedy series The Mighty Bush. A chocolate that makes you go to sleep? Can we get that for all the screaming babies on airplanes? Just kidding, not really. But if you were counting, it also has a 3-course meal on it, just like the original 3-course gum. Now it's time for you to watch everything you missed in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and until we meet again, share a smile, they are contagious.